Tonight on WTOP-10 Nightly News, SUNY Oswego participates in the 8th annual Yards for Yardley event.
And Micron and Oswego County consider future collaborations.
Also, skilled professionals speak to students today to bridge stronger relationships between students and staff.
WTOP-10 Nightly News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to WTOP-10 Nightly News. I'm Madelynn Cummings.
And I'm Reilly Jones.
Today on campus, all students, employees, community members, and alumni were invited to participate in the 8th annual Yards for Yardley event, a walk organized to remember and to prevent dating and domestic violence in honor of Yardley Love, a senior in college at the University of Virginia, where she was killed 3 weeks before her graduation.
Even though the event was moved indoors, that did not stop participants from taking part in the cause. Organizers had set an overall goal of walking, running, or rolling 1 million yards in one day on from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. SUNY Oswego athletes from the men's and women's hockey teams, women's basketball, women's lacrosse, and field hockey team showed up at the Sweatman Gym today to show their support.
Micron and Oswego County P-TECH are discussing future collaboration opportunities. P-TECH enrolls 9th grade students in a program that provides them with the opportunity to earn a Regents diploma and an associate's degree in applied science from Onondaga Community College at no cost. Micron Director of U.S. Federal Government and Public Affairs indicated that there will be jobs both in mechanical and electrical engineering for students.
Earlier today, SUNY Oswego Mayor Billy Barlow announced a $1 million paving plan for the city. Milling started today in the Trillium Garden neighborhood and will be working from the west side of the city to the east as the project continues. Paving is estimated to take place over the next 5 weeks. A full list of the roads being redone is available on the City of Oswego website.
A student-run panel of skilled professionals within the campus community spoke about their expertise and experience with being former Lakers today in the MCC auditorium. The panel consisted of Dr. Lindsay McCluskey, Megan Mazzacone, and Mary Buskey. The panelists spoke about the journey they took to get to their current career fields. Students in an event planning class presented the panel discussion. They say the event was created to help build a stronger relationship between alumni, students, and faculty.
Former magazine columnist E. Jean Carroll took the stand today during her battery and defamation civil case against Donald Trump. Carroll is suing Trump because she says he sexually assaulted her in a department store dressing room in the 90s and then denied the allegations years later. Carroll said Trump ruined her reputation when he denied the assault happened. Trump was warned by the judge about his comments on the case via social media. If Trump continues, the judge said Trump could face a new source of potential liability.
An NYC man has been sentenced to life in prison without parole for the 2017 murder of a Bronx EMT. Jose Gonzalez was found guilty last month of first-degree murder. Gonzalez ran over Yadira Arroyo after attempting to hijack her ambulance as she was working. The mother of 5 had worked as an EMT for 14 years at EMS station number 26 in the Bronx.
A Syracuse woman helps design the first ever Barbie doll with Down syndrome. Kayla McKeon, a spokesperson for the National Down Syndrome Society, unveiled the new doll on Good Morning America. The doll is shorter in stature and has features typical of people with Down syndrome. The doll also comes with unique accessories like foot orthotics and a pink necklace with 3 arrows.
Let's start with her necklace. There's 3 arrows that are pointing upward, and that is what makes up Down syndrome, the 3 copies of the 21st chromosome. And with those 3 arrows are a symbol of Down syndrome.
Here in Oswego, the warm weather streak was short-lived.
Storm Team 10 meteorologist Kaitlin Farrell joins us in the studio to tell us when we can expect it to return. Kaitlin?
Well, guys, I'm sad to say we're not really expecting it to come by soon at any point at the moment. We are going to be getting a lot of rain over the weekend. So, looking at your weather headlines, true spring weather. We have actually dropped down at least 30 degrees than what we've been from the past couple of weeks. Next system and warm temperatures. When will they return and what the next system will be looking like as we get into the rest of the week? And the second to last week of the semester. What will this upcoming week look like as we head into finals? Back to you guys.
Thank you, Kaitlin. Still ahead, there may be a record number of climbers taking on the world's tallest mountain this spring.
And current President Biden is officially launching his 2024 White House bid.
With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTOP.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WTOP-10 at 9. I am your meteorologist, Kaitlin Farrell, speaking. So, quick to go over the headlines again. True spring weather. What's it going to look like as we head into the rest of the week? Next system. When will arrive and will we get the warm temperatures? And almost last week of the semester. What will the rest of the semester look like as we play out into finals? Looking across the state right now, Syracuse, we're about 49 degrees. Saratoga Springs, we're about 52, Albany 50. The rest of across the state, we are definitely seeing temperatures that are in about the mid 40s to upper 40s, some in the lower 40s, as well as 34 down here. Looking ahead, so around the state right now, across the lake over here, we are actually pretty clear. We are having the sunset, so we're getting into a clear night, but then as we head over to the east side of the state, we're definitely seeing a lot more clouds. So, looking ahead for tonight, here in Oswego, 43 degrees. We're going to be clear. Winds definitely come, heading towards the northeast. Into Thursday, winds come again, mostly sunny with a high of 53 degrees. Winds north-northwest. So, looking across the entire country, we have a couple of low-pressure systems that are making a line around California and down into the ends of like Mexico. We have high-pressure systems up to the north and this huge band that goes all the way that's stretching across the country. So, looking ahead quickly, in Texas right now, they have confirmed a tornado watch. This is the 169th of the season, of the year so far, which is bringing massive amounts of hail that are about a grape-sized fruit, 4 inches to be exact. We then have this low-pressure system that is coming across through the rest of the country, and with the low-pressure system that is going to be heading up into where we are, bringing us some rain into the weekend. So, pollen forecast. Tomorrow, trees definitely are going to be high. Weeds grass, and mold are all going to be moderate but also high. So make sure if you go outside, take a shower afterwards to get the pollen off. 7-day forecast, 54 degrees tomorrow, clear and sunny. The best day of high temperatures are going to be on Friday, and as we head into the weekend, we're definitely going to be seeing a lot of rain and into the next week. That is all for my forecast. Back to Madeline and Reilly at the desk.
Thank you, Kaitlin. Moving beyond Oswego, President Joe Biden is officially seeking a second term in the White House.
Biden released a video message yesterday in which he said that the fight for the nation's soul is not complete. CNN's John Lorink reports.
President Joe Biden's fourth and final White House bid is underway.
The question we're facing is whether in the years ahead we have more freedom or less freedom, more rights or fewer. I know what I want the answer to be, and I think you do too.
A source familiar with Biden's plan says TV ads will start airing Wednesday in key battleground states, including Arizona, Georgia, and Pennsylvania.
We made a lot of progress because of all of you, but there's more to do.
While Biden received a warm reception in his first public remarks as a 2024 candidate from union allies in Washington, he's got a 41% approval rating in April from a CNN poll, which is the second lowest among all presidents at the same time in their respective administrations in 7 decades. And even some Democratic lawmakers are staying tight-lipped about Biden's bid.
Whatever announcements I'm going to be made won't be done to December on anybody.
The nation is also facing the deadline for the debt ceiling crisis. And as of now, Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy are still not on the same page.
With this president, in the next 10 years, 3 of the trust funds will become insolvent. The highway, Social Security, and Medicare. We cannot sit back and ignore the problem like the president has.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office says McCarthy's plan would save $4.8 trillion over the next decade. The White House says Congress should raise the debt limit without conditions.
President Biden is also opening up about his decision to run for re-election in 2024. Biden says in making the decision to run again, he, quote, took a hard look at himself, especially concerning his age. He also says he welcomes others to do the same when deciding who to vote for.
I respect them taking a hard look at it. I take a hard look at it as well. I took a hard look at it before I decided to run. And I feel good. I feel excited about the prospects. And I think we're on the verge of really turning the corner in a way we haven't in a long time.
Biden is 80 years old, making him the oldest president in American history. If re-elected, he would be 86 when ending his second term.
Biden's announcement comes as former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson is formally launching his 2024 presidential campaign. The Republican made his formal announcement today from downtown Bentonville. In his speech, Hutchinson touched on the economy, crime, and border security. Hutchinson says he wants to distinguish himself from others in the GOP field by showing his long career in public service besides being a governor. Hutchinson served as a federal prosecutor, as a congressman, and as an official of the George W. Bush administration.
Police are continuing efforts to uncover mass graves in eastern Kenya. So far, 89 bodies have been found, but there are fears that number could rise. The Kenya Red Cross says it's had reports of more than 200 people missing from one town. The dead are suspected members of an extreme religious cult.
Mount Everest could see an even more crowding this spring season. Nepal has issued a record number of permits to those who want to summit the world's tallest mountain. Tourism officials say over 350 male and nearly 100 female climbers from 65 countries have so far received permission. Spring is the prime time to climb Everest, although some mountaineers have warned of the dangers of overcrowding. A large number of people trying to reach the summit during a short amount of time has led to traffic jams at the summit in the past.
Coming up next, why Disney is suing Florida Governor Ron DeSantis.
and how to decide which vaccines are most important for you.
Serve as a reminder to protect yourself from potentially dangerous.
Welcome back to Major Discussions.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
Welcome back to WTOP-10 Nightly News.
Here's your health and consumer report.
Walt Disney Parks and Resorts is suing Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. The lawsuit is in regard to DeSantis' takeover of Disney's special district, alleging the governor waged a targeted campaign of government retaliation after the company opposed a law critics call "Don't Say Gay." Disney says DeSantis weaponized his political power to punish the company for exercising its free speech rights. The DeSantis board says Disney's move to retain control over their property was effectively unlawful and performed without proper public notice.
The beer company Bud Light is experiencing a dramatic drop in sales after a controversy arose earlier this month. The transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney posted twice on her Instagram that she had been sent a personalized can from the company. Since the posts were made, bars and restaurants have reported the beer has been selling at rates 6% lower than competitors. Many wholesalers sticking with the company say that they're just going to have to wait out the storm.
Moving on to our health report, it's World Immunization Week, which aims to promote protection against disease and through vaccines. And if you're not up to date on your routine shots, now's as good a time as any to catch back up. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has more on some specific vaccines to consider depending on your age.
Spring has sprung, and health experts say this season can serve as a reminder to protect yourself from potentially dangerous illnesses.
This is often the time we start scheduling our physical exams for the summer and for the fall. So it's a good time to remember that there may be some vaccines that you need just routinely.
Dr. Neha Diaz with Cleveland Clinic says people over 50 should consider getting the shingles vaccine along with a tetanus booster, which should be given every 10 years.
Not only does it prevent against tetanus, it also prevents against diphtheria and pertussis as well. And pertussis is on the rise.
For those over 65 and others who have a medical condition that puts them at higher risk, Diaz says to consider getting a pneumonia vaccine.
The protection is not lifelong and that you may need a booster.
For preteens and teens who weren't already vaccinated as children, Diaz says this group may need vaccines to help protect against hepatitis A and B. She also suggests protecting against meningococcal A and B and getting the vaccine that protects against the human papillomavirus, which guards against some types of future cancers.
The immune response is much better when children are younger, so it's important to vaccinate in as young as you can so that we can have potentially immunity throughout their life.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
If traveling this summer, especially out of the country, VS says you may need an update on some other vaccinations and to check with your doctor.
There's been a recent study relating health effects that people may face when experiencing discrimination in their jobs through sex, race, or age. Researchers say that exposure to such experiences can lead to long-term stress reactions. 1,200 participants were surveyed for 8 years. Those surveying with high levels of discrimination were 54% more likely to report with high blood pressure, and those who did not face as much discrimination were 22% more likely to report with high blood pressure.
While melatonin is a hormone that helps to regulate sleep, now research is showing that some sleeping aid gummies may have a potentially dangerous amounts of a specific hormone in them. Researchers at the journal JAMA found that 88% of the gummies tested were labeled inaccurately. One of the products even contained 347% more melatonin than what was listed on the label. An expert says consuming a gummy with extremely high levels of melatonin can be dangerous and have side effects. Researchers say all of the gummies are products displayed on the National Institutes of Health database, where the public can check to see labels of dietary supplements sold in the U.S. Moving on to sports world, WTOP-10's Zach Malamud joins us in the studio.
Zach, what's the latest in Laker and pro sports?
Thanks, guys. Both Laker lacrosse teams were down in Cortland today, and could the New York Islanders keep their season alive yesterday? I'll let you know after the break.
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
no.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow.
Wow.
Get a close up with that one.
Matthew, news.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Welcome back to Major Discussions.
Welcome back to WTOP-10. I'm Zach Malamud with your Wednesday Sports Report. The battle for the 2 seed is on. The Oswego State men's lacrosse team had a tough game on the road this afternoon down in Cortland against the Red Dragons. With just 2 games left in the regular season, the teams were tied for second place in the SUNYAC Conference, and it was Cortland who came out victorious in dominant fashion. The game finished 22-5 with 4 Red Dragon players scoring hat tricks in this game. Lakers finish off the regular season in Potsdam on Saturday. The Oswego State softball team will be on home soil this weekend for the final time this season. On Friday, the Lakers host the 1-seeded Buffalo State Bengals at 3 o'clock for a doubleheader on Strikeout Cancer Day in Oswego. Then to finish off the weekend on Saturday, the Fredonia Blue Devils come to town for a doubleheader on Senior Day for the Lakers, with first pitch set for 12 o'clock p.m. The Lakers have 7 seniors this year, and each will be honored for their dedication to the program for the last 4 years. From the fields to the court, the 4-seeded Cleveland Cavaliers will face elimination on their home floor tonight against the 5-seeded New York Knicks. New York won both games at Madison Square Garden to take a stranglehold 3-1 series lead. Cleveland star guard Donovan Mitchell was held to just 11 points with no three-pointers in Game 4 on Sunday. Tip-off for Game 5 between the Cavs and the Knicks is set for 7 o'clock at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. Switching gears to Major League Baseball, the New York Mets are in action tonight as they take on the Washington Nationals in Game 2 of a 3-game set at Citi Field. Washington dominated Game 1 5-0 on Tuesday, moving the Mets into second place in the NL East, sitting 2 games behind the Atlanta Braves. Mackenzie Gore will be on the mound for Washington, while New York will hand the ball to Kodai Senga. First pitch in Queens is set for 7:10 p.m. Let's now take things to Carolina as Game 5 between the Islanders and the Hurricanes, as Carolina with a 3-1 series lead. Islanders with their backs against the wall. They couldn't have asked for a better start, though. Brock Nelson going to find Pierre Engvall. He'll beat Antti Ranta 5-hole just over 10 minutes into this one. 1-0 Islanders. We fast forward to the second period, 2-0 Islanders, but Derek Stepan, the former New York Ranger, answers back on the deflection, and the Canes have halved the deficit to 2-1. Wouldn't take long for the Isles to respond at 2-on-1. Matt Barzal struggling so far this postseason. How about that for a bounce back? Laces one past Ranta. The lead is back up to 2. We go to the third. Seth Jarvis takes it from Adam Pelech, puts it on a plate for Sebastian Aho, beats Ilya Sorokin. Aho's third of the postseason, but it wasn't enough. Islanders bring the series back to Long Island. Game 6 set for Friday night, with Carolina still holding a 3-2 series lead.
Thanks, Zach. Stick around. We'll be back with some good news after the break.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No,
right
but you've
here.
got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
Roll it.
Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
It's Al Roker.
Welcome back to Nightly News. Let's end your night with some good news. Today is National Help a Horse Day, a time set aside every year to advocate for our equine friends.
Nay, the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals founded the day to call attention to the need to protect abandoned, abused, and neglected horses.
National Help a Horse Day also recognizes the unique parts these animals play in American history.
Not just as a means of transportation, horses cleared fields, fought wars, moved cattle, and helped settle the Wild West.
That's our report for tonight. Stay tuned for the Kinda Late Show.
Thank you all for watching. Have a great night, everyone.